first thing that comes to mind when somebody visits your Etsy shop or website? Is it modern or vintage or eco or funky or classic? Does your shop scream, I'm a professional? Or does it say, I'm actually a hobbyist? Do your product photos entice them to click? Do your descriptions answer all of their questions? Do your prices reflect the value of your work? These are just a few of the questions that you should know the answer to if you are serious about your business. Something else that's really, really important and that I touched on here is actually your brand and how you are projecting that brand out into the world. Welcome to my Etsy Basics series. My name is Jess Van Den. I've been running my own jewelry business Ethereal since 2008 when I opened my first Etsy shop. The point of this Etsy Basics series is to teach you all the fundamentals to have a thriving and profitable Etsy shop. So let's get into it. What exactly is a brand? What does your branding entail? This is a definition I like about what a brand is. Any brand is a set of perceptions and images that represent a company, product, or service. While many people refer to a brand as a logo, tagline, or audio jingle, a brand is actually much larger. A brand is the essence or promise of what will be delivered or experienced. If your shop doesn't have a coherent professional brand that tells the customer what they can expect to experience from you, then you are not a professional business. You are probably still a hobbyist. Most of us start off this way. We cobble together a banner for our Etsy shop. We make some sort of really quick logo in Canva and we pop all that up in our shop. We take photos, maybe on a white background because we haven't thought about what our photos are going to say about our work. And we just kind of cobble it all together, put it out there and see what happens. That's how I started. And honestly, my shop was an absolute hot mess for the first year or two. My branding was absolutely terrible because I had no idea that that's what I was doing. I had no idea that I had to have a brand and how I would create that brand and put it out there. And I also didn't realize how important a brand really was. If you don't have a coherent brand, your business and your online presence can look really haphazard and really messy, and it will be completely indistinguishable from anyone else's out there. This is a problem I often see with beginners and people who ask me to do critiques of their shop. It's something I offer as a service. If you're interested, I offer micro and full critiques of your website or shop. I'll put the link below if that is something that you need help with. But this is something I see over and over again, is people who don't actually have never really thought about their brand. What is it that they're trying to project out there into the world, and who are they trying to connect with? And that ends up with your shop just looking like everybody else's beginner hobbyist shop. And it doesn't engender a sense of confidence in the buyer that you are a professional business. Now, as I said, this took me a couple of years to figure out, and it took me a lot of trial and error and trying different things to settle on my branding with my jewelry business, Ethereal. And when I started Create and Thrive, my teaching business, I realized how important a brand was, and I actually sat down and worked through all of this stuff and figured it out at the beginning so that when I launched, I had, the right colors, I had the right feel, I knew who I was talking to, I got a professional logo done, all of that sort of stuff so that my business from the get-go looked like a professional business. And that was more important because people were actually looking at it. Whereas with my jewelry business, when I started, nobody noticed, nobody was looking. So it was okay to experiment and to do that trial and error process. And it's okay for you to do that too. So let's talk about what brand perception is and how you can work on improving the brand in your Etsy shop. I want you to cast your mind back to the last shop that you came across on Etsy that made you stop in your tracks and go, wow, looks really amazing. Maybe you saved something, it's in your favorites. Maybe it was just something you stumbled across. But this is what happens when somebody knows what their brand is all about. They create a shop that stops you in your tracks and catches your attention. I'm going to now put up on screen a couple of examples of shops that I know of that have this sort of wow factor for me. These are shops that have done a beautiful job of their branding. They know who they're trying to talk to and who they're trying to target. They have created a particular aesthetic that reinforces their products and tells people what their products are all about and who their products are for. And this is what you want to be doing with your shop. A truly wow-worthy shop doesn't just have good photos or a nice banner. It has all of the things working together in cohesion to create a brand story. And it's that branding that creates confidence in your customer that you are a professional that can be trusted. Now, this trust is so incredibly crucial when it comes to running an online business. Most of us don't have a phone number or a brick and mortar store. You know, our customers are trusting that we're a real person, that they can trust to create this product and send it to them. So creating trust is so important when it comes to running an online business. By taking your branding, the look and cohesion of your shop seriously, customers will also start to take you seriously. You'll gain their trust and then hopefully their business as well. Okay, so here's a few action steps for you. Now, branding is bigger than just these things, but this is a good starting point. And if you want more help with this, I actually have multiple workshops inside my membership community, the Thriver Circle. I have a workshop on how to find your ideal customer, and I also have a full workshop on crafting your brand promise. So those two workshops are going to be incredibly helpful in this process if you're unsure about who it is you're trying to sell to and how you can talk to them most effectively. But for now, let's just do some absolute basics. So the first step is to choose 3 colors and 3 keywords that represent your business. Once you've done that, you want to create a couple of things. You want to create a banner, a logo, and upload a photo of yourself that use these things. So your banner and your logo and your photo should reflect your 3 colors that you have chosen. You know, in the photo, maybe you're wearing the shirt of that color or whatever it might be. Your background might also be one of those colors. So once you've done that aspect of your Etsy branding and it reflects the colors and those keywords. So what might your keywords be? Like for my shop Ethereal, if you have a look at it, you can probably tell what we're looking for. Simplicity, minimalism, eco-friendly or ethical. Those things are what I'm trying to put across in my branding. And therefore that is what, you know, the fonts I'm using and the pictures I'm using and all those sorts of things are in line with those things, those colors and those keywords. And of course, the final thing that you want to do here is your photos should also reflect your branding. You know, your backgrounds of your photos should be these colors, or they should reflect those keywords. You know, you'll see in my shop, I use sort of those muted, simple colors, the blues, the grays, and the wood to reflect the eco or natural element of it. And my photos are very simple and straightforward. I don't have a lot of styling and clutter because that is not what my brand is all about. My brand is about minimalism, right? So my photos reflect that as well. So those things, this is the kind of basic, simple way you can make your Etsy shop look amazing, is to limit your colors, limit your, fonts and those sorts of things. Don't go crazy with lots of different clashing stuff going on. That's why I limit you to like 3 colors and 3 keywords, because less is often more when it comes to branding. I mean, think of the biggest brands in the world. You literally recognize them by one symbol. They don't even need to have a word anymore. They just have a symbol, and you see that symbol usually in 1, maybe 2 colors, and you know what that brand is. That is the power of a strong brand. And when you see that brand and you see that symbol, all of the connotations and denotations of that flood through you. Whatever your experience has been with that brand, you remember it because that is the symbol of it. When you've done all this work, feel free to tell us the name of your Etsy shop in the comments below so we can go check out the hard work you've done on improving your brand. And before you go, you might want to watch the rest of the Etsy Basics series, which you can find right here. If you enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my future videos on Etsy and how to have a thriving and profitable handmade business. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.